So Fantastic Four First Steps has only grossed $11.7 million in its second Friday on the big screen, making a 80% drop from its debut, making this movie officially a financial flop year. Call me old school, but I believe the reason why these movies are flopping is because that nobody wants to see a standalone Marvel movie or an origin story, really. The Marvel Universe has been established. People want to see their favorite characters always interacting with each other.
With Fantastic Four now pulling in $367 million worldwide, but crashing with a massive 66% drop, Disney and Marvel Studios are officially in full-blown panic mode. Behind the scenes, chaos. Hollywood insiders are buzzing, and the story is getting hotter by the day. Big names like Pedro Pascal are jumping into the mess, bringing politics into the mix. He's been dragging Trump supporters, and even tossing MAGA around like it's part of the script. And guess what? It's not helping the movie at all. The backlash is real, and fans are tired of the drama. Now, Disney's own CEO, Bob Iger, he's making things even worse. Instead of calming things down, he's throwing more fire on the situation. What was supposed to be a major comeback for the MCU is turning into a PR disaster. This is Fame Drip. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and smash the like if you want more spicy updates. Big thanks for all the support. Let me be real with you. This movie, it's a decent popcorn flick, but nothing mind-blowing.
Whoa, it seems like people aren't really liking Fantastic Four like that. In the second weekend, it's going to drop 65% in the box office. That's a lot. So what do you think happened? Why do you think audiences aren't really vibing with Fantastic Four? I personally have only seen it once, so I'm not 100% sure if it has replay value. I feel like I'd have to see it a second time and see if I was feeling it as much. Do you all think it's because of the competition of movies that are currently in the theater? Because I will say movies like Superman and Jurassic World do give more summer blockbuster than Fantastic Four did. Like, Fantastic Four is a good movie, but it's nowhere near as fun as Jurassic World and Superman. So I don't know if families, like if kids like Superman or Jurassic World more, maybe that's it. I'm kind of trying to think of a reason, because the reviews are great. People are giving it high praise online. I personally like Superman better, but I mean, I like Fantastic Four. So yeah, I'm surprised it had that much of a dip. Like 65% is that's substantial.
It's not amazing, but it's not a total disaster either. It just kind of exists. And honestly, with the MCU trying to rebuild, you'd expect Fantastic Four to break records, shake up the game, and pave the way for Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man, Brand New Day in 2026. And now the real problem? The Fantastic Four drama is dragging down the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Momentum is slipping fast. People aren't racing to theaters anymore. They're chilling at home, waiting for it to drop on Disney+. Let's be honest, going to the movies in 2025 is crazy expensive. Families are skipping out, wallets are tight, and Fantastic Four just isn't worth that trip to the box office for a lot of folks. But here's where it really spirals. Bob Iger, Disney's top boss, is scrambling like never before. With that brutal 66% drop, Disney's in full damage control mode. And instead of fixing things, both Pedro Pascal and Iger's recent comments, they're making everything even messier. The last thing this movie needed was more controversy. Now Bob Iger just took things up a notch, and not in a good way. He tried to spin the situation, but it came off as desperate. He's digging his heels in, dropping a bold statement that's already stirring backlash. Check this out. He said, "As CEO, it is my responsibility to remain transparent and direct with both our shareholders and our core loyal customer base. For our latest feature, The Fantastic Four, first steps, what we here at the Disney Company do not tolerate are critics coming from a politically motivated place to spread a false narrative about our latest." Yup, he really went there. Now people are split, some backing him, others saying he's just deflecting. This drama's far from over. We gotta say it loud and clear. Disney is now begging both fans and shareholders not to listen to politically charged critics trashing Fantastic Four First Steps. They're treating this movie like it's the foundation for a brand new MCU era, and they're not here for any biased noise trying to mess that up. In fact, Disney's asking all major media outlets to stop with what they call overblown stories about the film's box office flop and financial hits. They're acting like these harsh reports are hurting the future of Marvel more than the movie itself. And then comes the praise, out of nowhere, for Pedro Pascal. Disney made sure to hype him up, calling him one of our most valuable actors. Not just for the MCU, but for the Star Wars franchise too. They're backing him 100%, even with all the noise surrounding his political comments. But here's the catch. They made it crystal clear. They won't stand for anyone attacking their stars or their personal views during press tours or promotions. Now, when it comes to the future of Marvel, Disney's doubling down on what they call diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're saying this is the new blueprint, and that Kevin Feige is fully on board with it. According to insiders, the whole strategy has already been discussed with top analysts and execs behind the scenes. And as for those media outlets claiming the movie flopped, Disney says don't believe the hype. So now Fantastic Four is being slammed as a failure, but Disney's calling out the critics, saying it's all coming from political bias. They're pointing fingers at folks who are openly against diversity, equity, and inclusion, claiming these voices have an agenda and are twisting the narrative on purpose. Disney's message? These are the same people who keep throwing around terms like woke and agenda-driven. But, according to the company, they don't even fully understand what those words mean. And if pushing for DEI automatically gets labeled an agenda, then Disney says that's a bigger issue in the entertainment world that needs to be called out. Now hold up, here's where it gets even messier. Bob Iger, just like Pedro Pascal, dragged politics right into the conversation about the movie's performance. Instead of focusing on the movie itself, both of them brought in hot-button topics. And now the drama's blowing up even more. And listen, we get it. Critics have all kinds of takes on Fantastic Four. Some love it, some don't. But let's be real, it's just an okay movie. It's something to snack on while you relax. Not some legendary MCU masterpiece. It's nowhere near the level of Avengers Endgame. That's just facts. But here's the wild part. Bob Iger actually went there. He tried to compare Fantastic Four to Endgame, hinting it's somehow better. And Pedro Pascal, he backed that too. That's a bold move, and fans aren't exactly buying it. This whole situation is starting to look desperate. Disney and Pedro Pascal hyping Fantastic Four like it's the second coming of Endgame. It's turning fans off. A lot of folks are now saying, you know what? I'll just wait for it on Disney+. It's not worth dropping cash at the theaters. And Disney knows it. That's the problem right now. They're losing loyal fans. Some are just waiting for the stream, while others are fed up with how Disney's handling everything. People are straight up put off by Pedro Pascal's public rants and the way CEO Bob Iger keeps jumping into political debates instead of focusing on the movie. But Bob didn't stop. He doubled down, saying, Fantastic Four. First Steps is our best film since Avengers Endgame and our most valuable one yet to launch the next phase of the MCU with Kevin Feige's vision finally coming to life. We ask everyone to refrain from any inflammatory opinions or takes on our latest film that are either baseless or politically motivated, because that ruins the experience for others. Let's pause right there. You know what really ruins the experience? When Pedro Pascal keeps going on and on about Trump, MAGA, and politics like it's part of the press tour. Whether you're left, right, or somewhere in between, most fans just want to kick back, eat some popcorn, and enjoy a movie without being hit with non-stop political takes. What fans really want is a normal press tour, something focused on hyping up the movie, building buzz, and getting people excited. But with Fantastic Four, that just didn't happen. The whole campaign felt off, and then Joseph Quinn stepped in and made it even worse. He threw politics into the mix, too, which only added more fuel to the mess. That didn't help anybody. And this is exactly why people are talking about Marvel fatigue. The brand feels worn out, like it's been through too much drama and not enough solid storytelling. It's clear this franchise is struggling, and now everyone's wondering, Can Avengers Doomsday even turn things around? Then Bob Iger wrapped things up with another bold statement. I am very confident in our financial projections for Fantastic Four, and I hold no concern both in the short and long term for these new characters and their future in the MCU. We will continue to value Pedro Pascal as the new face of this phase as Mr. Fantastic. But here's the issue: Pedro Pascal is deep in the spotlight and not in a good way. If he's going to be the main face of the next MCU phase, especially leading into Avengers Doomsday, that's a huge risk. He's a central character now, a core part of the story, but a lot of fans, they're already over it. The truth is, there's serious Pedro Pascal fatigue happening. People felt like he was miscast as Mr. Fantastic. And honestly, I felt the exact same way. And let's be real. When your lead actor feels off for the role and keeps making headlines for all the wrong reasons, it drags the whole movie down. Fans were already skeptical when Pedro Pascal got cast as Mr. Fantastic. Now, with the political noise on top of that, it's making people check out completely. What's worse, Disney seems to be doubling down instead of listening. They're locking him in as the face of this new MCU phase, pushing forward like nothing's wrong. Meanwhile, longtime Marvel fans are saying this doesn't feel like the universe they used to love. Some are even calling this new direction unrecognizable compared to the golden era of Infinity War and Endgame. And the truth is, there's tension growing behind the scenes too. Industry whispers are saying that not everyone at Marvel Studios was fully on board with Pascal's casting. Supposedly, Kevin Feige faced pushback, but Disney higher-ups overrode it because of Pedro's star power from The Mandalorian and The Last of Us. They wanted a name that could pull headlines, and now they got exactly that, just not in the way they hoped. Now, with Avengers Doomsday around the corner, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about saving the next movie, it's about saving the entire brand. If they mess this one up, it could be game over for this version of the MCU. The pressure on Avengers Doomsday right now is insane. This movie isn't just another big Marvel team-up. It's the one that's supposed to clean up the mess left behind by Fantastic Four and rebuild trust with fans who feel completely let down. But here's the problem. Fans don't trust the current direction, and a lot of them straight up don't trust the leadership anymore either. Bob Iger and Kevin Feige are throwing all their chips on the table, hoping star power and nostalgia will carry them through. Word is, they're planning surprise cameos, multiverse tricks, and throwbacks to older MCU legends just to win the crowd back. But let's be honest, that only works if people care enough to show up. And right now, the vibe is off. You can feel it. Online chatter, fan forums, comment sections, it's all filled with people saying they're done, they've moved on, or they're skipping this next wave entirely. That's a huge red flag for Marvel, especially after the damage done by pushing politics so heavily into entertainment. What makes it even messier is how Disney is now trying to shift the blame onto biased critics and politically motivated fans, while completely ignoring the fact that their own stars were the ones stirring the pot in the first place. People aren't asking for miracles. They just want solid storytelling, characters that actually feel like heroes, and movies that let them escape all the drama, not walk straight into it. If Avengers Doomsday doesn't deliver that, it might be the final straw. And here's the thing, Marvel used to be untouchable. Back in the day, a new MCU movie meant packed theaters, non-stop hype, and fans lining up for midnight showings. Now, the magic's slipping away. People aren't rushing out to see these new characters. They're hesitant, they're skeptical, some are straight up tired. A big part of that? The studio lost its focus. Instead of building characters fans could connect with, they started chasing headlines, pushing agendas, and turning press tours into political platforms. That's not what fans came for. They wanted superheroes, not soapboxes. And now, with Pedro Pascal locked in as the face of this new phase, Marvel's running a risky game. Every time he speaks, it sets off a chain reaction. Whether it's calling out certain fan groups or throwing political jabs during interviews, it adds tension to a brand that's already under pressure. There's even talk that some former MCU actors have quietly distanced themselves from the current direction. Behind closed doors, they're saying this isn't the same Marvel they signed up for. And honestly, they're not wrong. The MCU used to bring people together. It used to be about epic stories, loyalty, friendship, sacrifice, and yeah, insane action. Now, it's drowning in controversy, box office flops, and actors who can't stop making it about everything except the movie. Avengers Doomsday has one shot to fix this. But if Marvel keeps ignoring what fans actually want, that one shot might already be wasted. And let's be real, that was one of the biggest problems in this whole movie. Pedro Pascal just didn't give off that Reed Richards energy. His acting in this role? Flat. His look as Mr. Fantastic? Didn't hit. It honestly felt like a total miscast. And it's wild because they had the perfect choice sitting right there, John Krasinski. If they had just kept him on from his earlier cameo, Fantastic Four. First Steps could have had a whole different vibe. That one casting decision alone could have saved a lot of the fan backlash. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you think? I'm really curious to hear how everyone feels about Bob Iger jumping into the conversation again and making it political all over. Instead of taking real feedback, he's labeling anyone who points out flaws as politically motivated critics. Like, seriously? Even fans who just had mild complaints are getting lumped into that category. But maybe you see it differently. Drop your thoughts down below in the comments and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs the tea. There's plenty more drama to uncover. Click on the next video you see right here on the screen for more explosive celebrity news and scandals. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.